In this video, we're going to take a look at the course calendar to try to get a sense of exactly how our course is going to be laid out and how you'll know what it is that you need to accomplish on any given day. Now, to find the course calendar when you enter the Blackboard shell, you're going to go to the side here, click the calendar button. This calendar lays out everything that we are going to do from every single day from the start of the semester till the final on the very last day. So there should never really be any question of, oh, when is this thing due? Or are we doing anything important this Wednesday? I'm not going to be here. All that information is already listed here. And you can see that I've kind of broken down the semester into a 4-day-a-week format. Now, you obviously have the whole week in order to try to go through content, but I still highly encourage you to try to move through things in this 4-day format so that way you can actually hit particular due dates more easily. Quizzes that we have in this class are going to be assigned typically for us on Tuesdays, due on Tuesday evenings, and on Thursdays, but due on Sunday evenings. And if you're able to kind of move through each of the different days' content appropriately at the pace indicated here, you'll make it a lot easier on yourself to complete those different quizzes by their due dates. Okay. Now, on here, you'll also see that I have out where all of the exams are going to be listed. Again, our exams are going to be roughly every 2 weeks. And our exams, you can see on here exactly what it is that they're going to cover. Now, there's a lot of content that's packed into these sections. Again, keep in mind, if we were meeting normally face-to-face, we'd be spending almost 2.5 hours together per day, and that would just be the lecture. So it's important that when you try to plan out your time, try to almost expect that you might need 2 hours of just watching videos and taking notes, and then you'll still have to be doing practice as well as taking a quiz. So try to make sure you're thinking about how you're going to budget your time. I do think that it's a really bad idea to try to cram too many videos watching into like one day. I know I've had some students try to do that in the past where they say, well, I'm just going to watch like all the videos on Monday, or I'm just going to watch most of the videos on Saturday, and that can be really overwhelming. There's nothing worse than feeling like you got to watch 5 hours of videos. Especially because when you watch videos, you got to actually watch them all the way through. You don't want to be clicking through, like one spot to the next and, trying to get the gist of what's going on. That's a really bad approach. Okay. So try to follow the schedule that I have here, and if you're thinking that you might need to make some adjustments to it to fit your schedule better, and you're curious if it's a good idea, please again feel free to run that by me. But hopefully this calendar gives you a sense of what you can expect in the class and when all of our different due dates and exams and everything are going to be, so that way you can plan around that for this summer. Now, as you look at the calendar, you might realize there's no links on this calendar. So where exactly are you going to go to actually, say, find the notes for section 2.1, or to find the quizzes or those practice worksheets that we talked about? Well, all of that stuff is going to be located in one of the links that's on the side menu here. Now, when we're working towards exam 1, we'll be in unit 1, and so we can find most of the materials that we need for that first unit in the unit 1 materials folder. I'll go ahead and take a look at this so we can kind of see how these folders work. Now, underneath this folder, you can see I have some different subfolders. I have lecture guides and lecture notes, video lectures, worksheets, some other important documents, as well as materials that we'll need for the first exam. So let's take a look at each of these. Under the Unit 1 lecture guides and notes, what you'll see is I just have some guides, which are blank versions of the notes that we'll be taking. When I go through and record my videos, I actually write on exactly these blank copies so that you can see how I would actually fill these in. And this is exactly what I would have done if we would have been in a normal face-to-face classroom. So I highly encourage you to either print these out or to take notes electronically yourself and follow what's on here. It's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of writing. And again, actually taking notes yourself is a very important thing to do. Now, what I also have here are lecture notes, which are the exact same file, except that it's all filled in. So that way I can show you kind of how I would have worked a problem and how each of the calculations would have been done. And so this is nice too, so that way in case if you feel like you missed something in the video or you want to see how I would write it out, or maybe you can't read something that I wrote in the video for some reason, this is a great spot to go. I don't necessarily think this is the best way to try to learn learn material in this class, just trying to read through this. While that's doable, I think you lose a lot of the context and a lot of the flavor that each of these different examples and concepts really require to kind of understand fully. So watching the videos is still very important. So where exactly are you going to go find those videos? Well, you'd go here under the Unit 1 video lectures, and what you can see is that I have a bunch of folders. And in each of those folders, I have a bunch of different video links. So I've tried to separate out each individual section to a bunch of different smaller, shorter videos. So that way, in case you need to go back and re-look at example 2 from section 2.1, you can actually do that at any time. And you don't have to sift through a long 40-minute video. So hopefully this format works out well for you and allows you to kind of pinpoint, old spots in videos where you might have questions. So again, all of these different folders here are going to contain all the videos that you need for that first unit. Now also what we have here, remember, are practice worksheets. These worksheets, since they're practice, are never going to be collected, but they're important that you complete so that way you can be sure that you're understanding the concept. So let's say after section 2.1, you go through here and you can pull up this area between curves worksheet where I'm going to have a bunch of practice problems. Again, much like the lecture notes, it's not filled in at all. It's left for you to try to complete on your own. But then I also have posted solutions, and not just answers, full solutions, like exactly how everything here might have been set up and actually gone through. So hopefully this is really useful. It's way better than just looking in the back of a textbook for an answer, because here you can hopefully catch maybe where you went wrong or on a particular question and how you might actually be able to fix that in the future. So these folders are going to be located in every single one of our different unit materials folders. So we have the same thing here in Unit 2, we have the same stuff here in Unit 3, and the same stuff here for our 4th unit. Okay. So hopefully this gives you a good idea of where to find all the content that you need for this course. But of course, if you happen to have any questions about this as the semester wears on, by all means, please let me know.